Hello there, Trevor here from Double Bill Movies. Right, now it's time for another 39 episode. This time, Bumper and I have actually got exactly the same release, so it was nice that we could both watch the film from the same version. This is Paul Morrissey's Flesh for Frankenstein. First time watch for me. It wasn't quite a first time watch for Bumper, but he did watch it again just to refresh himself. So normal format. I'll give you Bumper's overview and go through the 3 questions that we have. Then there's a summary at the end, and as we go, I'll give you my thoughts as well. Okay, so Bumper says, Baron Frankenstein plans on building a superior Serbian race by mating 2 reanimated corpses in this shockingly take on Frankenstein's story. Yeah, it is clearly a very different take on the story. Instead of it being Frankenstein's monster, he wants to create a race of beings, and he started with a female. So the questions. The first one, does it feel like a video nasty? This is going to be a bit strange because I'm going to say no. It didn't feel like a video nasty because it had amazing set and costume design, and in 4K it looked like a classic Hammer movie, which is a good thing. So yes, it didn't have that grimy look that some of these, or a lot of these video nasties have, even if we do have them in 4K. It's an extremely well lit film, and yeah, to me it didn't feel like watching a video nasty either. He decided that it was more like watching a play. So apart from the external shots, everything inside was like seeing it set on the stage, and the way the cameras were positioned, like when they're at the dining table, it was just one camera, and you've got the 2 people, the husband and wife either end, and I say husband and wife, but they're also brother and sister. Ooh. Nothing weird goes on, really. And when he's in the lab, it's all from one angle for the most part. And but yes, I kind of I had to get through the film before I worked it out that it felt like I was watching a play, not a film. So no, it doesn't feel like a video nasty. So the next question. Should it be a video nasty? Bumper says, so this is where my answer are a bit strange, because I'm going to say yes, it should be a video nasty, because behind the fancy outfits and nice setting, it has all sorts of rancid stuff going on. Yeah, so there are some really sort of abnormal things, things that shouldn't be, and that sort of thing, behaviour that's not right, that takes place in the film. So yeah, certain scenes do tick off the relevant boxes that the BBFC would have classed it as video nasty, definitely. So I agree in that aspect that yes, it should be a video nasty, but is it? No, definitely not. And then the third question, should a modern day horror fan check it out? Yes, this film is very good time. This film is a very good time. It has all the sentiment of a Hammer movie with all the nasty stuff, but that you'd expect from a video nasty. So yeah, a bit convoluting, but or contradicting, but everything's there. Yes, it doesn't feel like necessarily watching video nasty. As I said, from my perspective, it feels like watching a play. A very macabre play at that, but I could imagine sitting in a theatre and seeing it on stage. And of course the time period that it's set in, that also helps. But definitely, I think a modern horror fan should check it out. If anything, just to see what weird and wacky, wonderful things some people can come up with. So let's just go through Bumper's summary. So Bumper says, "Wow, I don't know if it was the 4K remastering or what, but I loved this movie. I had heard terrible things as well, but I had a great time. The set design is a marvel. The costumes look great. Udo Kier is just amazing as the crazy Baron. Otto, the rapist, is funny. It has scenes of decapitation, armpit sucking, which is very weird, and gallbladder shagging. Yes, that is probably the weirdest scene I've ever seen on film. There is a very, maybe not a well-known line, and I'm not going to repeat it here, partly because I can't actually remember it, but I don't swear on my videos, and but the line that Udo says once he's finished, or the Baron says once he's finished this shenanigans, is quite iconic, I think. And Bumper carries on saying, "Honestly, this is one you need to check out. You won't believe what you're seeing or hearing. To know death, Otto, is to life like a gallbladder." Yeah, you can put the word in there if you like. Best line in the movie ever. Bumper gives it 9 out of 10. Now, I don't quite give it that high. So, as I said, as I was watching it, a big part of me was thinking, okay, this is really weird. I'm not enjoying this film. Until, like I said, afterwards, and I sort of looked back on it and realised what I had just seen. So if you look at Udo Kier's performance, he is very much playing to the back row. That's what gives you the idea of it being a theatre production. And of course, in those early days, and depending on where actors had come from, if they'd come from stage and they're starting to venture into movies, perhaps they did still do it a little bit like being on stage because they didn't want to get too much out of their comfort zone. And then yes, all the set pieces, all the different scenarios that happen are definitely like being at a theatre. Now, to me, one of the funniest things about this, so as Bumper said, there's a guy, I wouldn't necessarily call him a rapist, but he's definitely putting it about with the women of the village. And one day he takes his mate to a brothel because his mate wants to become a monk. And he's never really seen his mate with a woman or interact with them in any kind of way. So he takes him to the brothel, and what we see as an audience is his mate looking at him, not the two women, even though he's got a woman pleasuring him. And it's you know, that's not funny. There's nothing really wrong with that. That's not. What's funny is where he ends up in the film and what part he has to play later on in the film, and that's, to me, is funny. I won't spoil it for you because I think you need to see it for yourself. But anyone who has seen it will know what I'm talking about, and the significance of his lack of interest in women. So yeah, I think I will give it a 7 out of 10. It was a good watch, but it wasn't mind-blowing, and yeah, some of it was a bit too weird for me. I will definitely watch it again, no doubt, and maybe my score will go up if I watched it again. But also, there is a 3D version in here. So you get two, let's put that around the right way. Yes, two lovely slip covers, double-sided slip covers, and I think maybe 3 cuts of the movie or something. So you get an anaglyph 3D version and a digital 3D version. And as you watch the film in 2D, you can see all the aspects that they've shot for 3D, and some of them are utterly gross. And you know, when you're watching it in 3D, don't be eating your dinner at the same time. So anyway, there you go. There is our 39 episode for Flesh for Frankenstein. So the next one is going to be Forest of Fear, I think it's called. In the UK it's called Forest of Fear, but in the US it's called Toxic Zombies. That'll be on Bumper's channel, so if you don't subscribe to Bumper but you want to carry on following these 39 episodes, make sure you get over to his channel. I'll make sure there's a link in the description. One, well, give this video a like, and two, go and check out the rest of the series, because I'll also put the I've put a playlist together of every episode we've done so far, and you'll be flipping between my channel and Bumper's channel between each episode. So anyway, until the next episode, which will be on Bumper's channel, take it easy.